They were the masters of the ancient world, the architects of towering ziggurats, and the writers of the first laws in human history. But what if I told you that the mighty Babylonian Empire, home to one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, was also built on cycles of betrayal, conquest, and collapse? This is the story of how Babylon rose, ruled, and eventually crumbled into dust. For over 1,000 years, Babylon was more than just a city. It was the beating heart of an empire. This wasn't just another ancient kingdom. Babylon was where science, astronomy, and literature flourished while wars reshaped the world around it. You've heard of Hammurabi's code. You've probably seen pictures of the legendary Hanging Gardens. But there's so much more to Babylon's story than these famous highlights. In this video, we'll dive deep into the history of the Babylonian Empire, how it started, how it thrived, and what led to its downfall. Let's go back to the beginning. Long before Babylon became an empire, it was just another city in Mesopotamia, ruled by a small kingdom. Around 1894 BCE, the Amorites, a Semitic-speaking people, took control of Babylon. But at this stage, it was still overshadowed by larger powers like the Sumerians and the Akkadians. That all changed when one man came to power, Hammurabi. Hammurabi didn't just want Babylon to survive. He wanted it to dominate, and that's exactly what he made happen. Hammurabi was more than a king. He was a strategist. Instead of attacking all his enemies at once, he waited for them to weaken themselves. Then, he struck with full force. One by one, rival kingdoms fell. He took over cities like Ur, Uruk, and Nippur, expanding Babylon's control over most of Mesopotamia. By the time he was done, Babylon was the center of a new empire. Hammurabi wasn't just a warrior. He was also a master administrator. He established tax systems, improved infrastructure, and promoted trade, making Babylon a hub of wealth and knowledge. But Hammurabi is most famous for something else: his laws. Imagine living in a time where laws weren't written down. Justice depended on who had the most power. Hammurabi changed that by creating Hammurabi's Code, one of the first recorded legal systems. It was carved into a giant stone and placed in public so everyone could see it. The Code had 282 laws, covering everything from trade to family life. Some punishments were brutal, like the famous eye for an eye rule, but the idea of written laws changed history forever. More than just a legal document, Hammurabi's Code reinforced social order, defining class structures and the role of justice in daily life. It set the foundation for future civilizations, influencing legal traditions even today. After Hammurabi died, Babylon struggled. His successors lacked his military genius and political skill, leading to internal instability. Corruption and infighting weakened the government, while regional governors grew more independent. Neighboring enemies saw an opportunity to strike. In 1595 BCE, the Hittites, a powerful kingdom from Anatolia, launched a daring raid on Babylon. Their army, known for its advanced chariots and iron weapons, overwhelmed the city's defenses and sacked Babylon, looting its treasures and temples. This devastating attack marked the end of the First Babylonian Empire. The Kassites soon took over, ruling Babylon for over 400 years, but it was never the same dominant power it had once been. Yet Babylon's story wasn't over. Though weakened, it would endure foreign rule and later rise again, stronger than before. For centuries, Babylon remained under foreign rule, first under the Assyrians, then the Kassites. But in 626 BCE, Nabopolassar, a Chaldean leader, led a fierce revolt against the Assyrians and successfully reclaimed Babylon. He established the Neo-Babylonian Empire, laying the groundwork for its golden age. His son, Nebuchadnezzar II, would take Babylon to heights never seen before, turning it into the most powerful and magnificent city of its time. Nebuchadnezzar didn't just expand Babylon's borders. He transformed the city itself. He built massive walls so thick that chariots could ride on top. He constructed the famous Ishtar Gate, a stunning blue gateway decorated with images of lions and dragons. He reinforced the empire's economy through extensive trade networks, importing exotic goods from as far as India and Egypt. And, according to legend, he built the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Under his rule, Babylon became the wealthiest and most magnificent city in the ancient world. But Nebuchadnezzar's successors struggled to maintain his empire. Infighting and weak leadership made Babylon vulnerable. By 539 BCE, a new superpower had emerged, the Persian Empire, led by Cyrus the Great. The Babylonians were confident behind their massive walls, but Cyrus had a plan. He diverted the Euphrates River, lowering the water level so his army could march into the city through the riverbed. Babylon fell without a fight. It was the end of the Babylonian Empire and the beginning of Persian rule. Even under Persian, Greek, and later Roman rule, Babylon remained an important city for centuries. Alexander the Great even planned to make it his empire's capital before his untimely death. But over time, its significance faded. The once great city slowly crumbled until it was nothing but ruins. Today, Babylon's remains lie in modern-day Iraq, a reminder of one of history's greatest empires. Babylon's story is one of ambition, power, and innovation. From Hammurabi's laws to Nebuchadnezzar's wonders, it left a lasting impact on human civilization. But like all great empires, it couldn't last forever. If you want to see more deep dives into history's greatest civilizations, subscribe and watch our next video.